What's going on? VV lovers, investors, collectors, and only holders. Welcome to the channel. All things strange. It's your boy, Dokta Strange. Um, we here, man. You know what I'm saying? Finally. Um, Not really how I want it to be, you know what I'm saying? I want to have a nice little setup like everybody else, you know what I mean? But it's about getting the message out, you know what I'm saying? Above everything else. We'll get into the looks and we'll upgrade the channel later on, you know. Obviously, if you guys like the content, hit the like button. If you get anything out of the video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It might be a little hard finding the channel right now as we grow. You know what I'm saying? But it costs nothing to do those things and support the channel. But so I just wanted to come have a little conversation with the family. You know what I'm saying? That's what the channel is about. Just random things that's on my mind. Or things that come up in groups and circles that I'm in, you know. So the title of the video is, why I'm deleting the BB app today. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of isn't a linear answer. It's kind of a roundabout answer. I won't front, so I'll get more into why I'm doing that more towards later on in the video. But another thing that's been on my mind for a long time, and this question has been in groups and circles that I've been in, shout out to my Crypto Kings family. Um, this question had came over time with us being in the app very early. We all pretty much got into the app early March. Um, and so we saw a progression over time of different things that would happen as we would participate in drops. Eventually, as there was eventually a market to even be open, we saw that evolve and change, things happen. Um, and some of the things that were happening made us a little, the indicators made us a little uneasy, you know. So if you can imagine in the very beginning, at least for us, it was like tumbleweeds, you know what I'm saying? If you guys can imagine after a drop, um, a lot of times the items weren't even sold out. If you waited like 2 or 3 minutes after the drop was over, you go to the store, there was a store section and you could buy commons, you know. Captain America common was one of the last ones that was there, the board cube, the Star Trek common, uh, for the Enterprise, that was there for a while in the regular store. You know what I'm saying? So it was like tumbleweed land on be somewhat, of course, there were OG items like black and white Batman and stuff that if you got in at March, those things weren't in the store available. Those were sold out, but you couldn't buy them either because it wasn't really like a really good market working yet. But anyway, to get to the point, we evolved from being able to get these things with no problem to basically being able, and like we went from that to, yeah, things would sell out during a drop, but we knew about like I don't know how I knew about rebounds. I think I just kept trying one day. I just kept hitting a button, and what I didn't know was the rebounds were every 2 minutes. So one day it was during the comic Spider-Man comic drop. I just kept trying, and I just got another one. It just happened to be at the 2 minute mark. So we saw that, and then eventually we saw it evolve to where it was like still not that many users on the app, but it's just something felt funny. Like, some people started speculating there were bots, being used. Then a day came when after the drop, I was in the market and I could tell that things were just being bought at a rate that was inhuman. Like for how fast the page was reloading, like hypothetically, if me and my boy are sitting together and we're both refreshing and our pages are refreshing at the same time, then I'm going to think everybody's is refreshing because that's coming from VV server and their main stuff, and then you have variations of that based on your connection, your phone, whatever. But if me and my boy got the best phones out, we got an optimal connection, Wi-Fi, we're on great servers, and our phones are doing the same thing as we're together, then it's fair to say that's what we're seeing. So we're literally sniping stuff you know. And this is an evolution again to where at first there was no problem getting whatever you wanted in the market after the drop, like, and then eventually you're like, okay, it's more users. Okay, I get it. But then it became a thing where it's like, we're clicking, we know what we're doing, we know where to click, we know when we click the next page where we need to be clicking, we're on it, and we couldn't get it. So it was feeling like it was bots even in the market, but nobody really was talking about it. So it's like, all right, you know, so you got that whole aspect going on, and then eventually Veve addressed there was bots. All right, we're not going crazy, cool. But one thing I started noticing as I started bringing people onto the app was a fair amount of them, as they would participate in drops, I'm participating in a drop. They may or may not have a better phone than me, you know, whatever, but I was noticing they were getting drops. And then, like, I'm sitting here and I know all these techniques. I know when to press the button. I know all this stuff. I know to clear all this data out before I know all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like it felt kind of like the error messages I'm getting and just the way it was feeling was like I was blocked. You know what I'm saying? So it, and other people in my group that had been on the app for a while started feeling the same way because we were getting a similar error message. And then we're sitting here like, not only did this new person not get the error message, they got the drop and they barely know what they're doing. So how is this happen? How are they just like, oh, I just pressed it when I saw the buy button, and we're sitting here timing it, we're sitting here spamming it, we're, you know, doing all these gates, and new people are getting on. So, you know, that leads me to the crux of the video, fams, is my question is, are VV OGs blocked? You know what I'm saying? This is the question we were throwing around. Is, are we blocked? Is something going on with our accounts? Because even when it came to rebounds, it started feeling like we were getting them, and then we started keeping track of like, okay, if somebody gets one on a drop, are they getting one on a rebound? Because we went from being able to get one on a drop and a rebound, two on a rebound, three on a rebound. It was getting crazy. Like, especially the first Marvel comic drop, you know, certain early drops. And it just evolved to where it felt like, okay, once you got one, you weren't getting nothing else. And you were still doing things perfect. You should be getting it. And we're like, yo, is it possible that in the background they could really affect our accounts and touch our accounts and um, put bans on our accounts as far as like, okay, once we see that this person, they've been on the account this long, um, let's put them in a certain priority queue where no matter what they do, they're just not going to get one because we want to make sure that 25% of the new accounts, I mean, you know, get one. And it gets complicated because then you got even discussions that they've had during AMAs and stuff where they're talking about how a certain percentage per drop of accounts get like not banned, but you know that too. But they basically get like circumvented or pushed to the side. You know what I'm saying? Where they're just not going to get it. And I'm wondering, who is that person they're going to choose? They're not going to choose. Are they going to choose a person that's been on the app and has been successful and has a bunch of collectibles to push to the side, or are they going to push a person that the account is brand fresh and new? You know, they're going to let the new account have more success. You know what I'm trying to say? Because the last thing you want is a bunch of reviews on your app about, you know, oh, I got on this app and I can't get nothing. And honestly, that's what you see a lot of, to be, you know, to be real. When you go on Google Play, you know what I'm saying? That's what you see. And if you don't see that, you know, you see people complaining about the bot situation, you know what I'm saying? So all that needs to really be addressed. But what I wanted to bring up and show was just a little discussion that happened even during the most recent AMA that rehashed this whole discussion because again, we had no type of information, no type of recognition of like, are we crazy? Are we bugging out? Have our account, maybe we're just, you know, just subject to everything, bots, new users, and it's just, you know, and bugs and glitches on Veve's end and whatever else. But nah, so it was actually addressed during the AMA that, you know, they have the power and they are doing things to account to make sure that we only get one collectible if you get one. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's one thing, you know what I'm saying? So let's dive into that real quick and let y'all hear a little clip from the AMA and take with that information as you will. All right, so we inside the Twitter AMA from a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, just check it out. Hear for yourself what he's saying.
See quickly. I get this question a lot because I think there is, I think people are looking for any way to kind of help their chances in getting drops. With the number of users on the platform now, we're seeing the allocated air or the sellout air essentially like upon, you know, 12 or 8 a.m. and, on the dot, right? So a lot of the questions that I get is why don't we limit uh, collectibles to one per person? Because there is the whole notion of people that get things on the rebound, the quote unquote rebound or the second chance buy, or that somehow bots are getting more than one at a time per account. Can you just talk about that a little bit and shed some light?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do limit the number of collectibles per drop and per user account. I mean, in the scenario of bots, they may have multiple accounts and then they transfer all of the collectibles that they do manage to get back to one sort of master account. And we have become extremely good at detecting that activity, and then we disable those accounts. So yeah, I just want to reassure the community that there are limitations on the number of collectibles that users can buy. It's normally a bit higher for commons, but when we get down to the the lower rarities, they generally are restricted to one collectible per account.
All right, so that's that. You know what I mean? Now, of course, they're not going to sit there and say, oh, we're also singling out VVOG accounts. You know what I mean? But it would make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're banning accounts in real time, during drops, you're worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as funneling people in and being able to control who's successful or a percentage of people that may or may not be more or less successful, like that's under their control. Always has been, you know what I'm saying? And to a degree, it even will be possibly more moving forward once we have a queue system because, at least right now, there's certain things that I can argue I'm doing on my end from, you know, internet speed to my device to my technique that I could literally argue has shown, positive results over someone else who might have a better phone, but their technique isn't as well, or their internet speed isn't as well, or the server they're connecting to is far away from whatever. So, you got all those variables, and all those are going to be taken away once we move to a drop system. And them being able to control who's successful and who isn't is, to me, even more in their control than it is now. You know, and it is now. You know what I mean? Like they could say right now, like, "Yo, I don't like this person or that person," and ban. You know what I'm saying? Ban your account, or make sure you don't get drops, or favor someone else and make sure you do get drops. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing really we could do about it. You know what I'm saying overall, but it's an element that is at play. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know really what I could do to maximize my chances of being successful any more than I already have. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I've never done though is I've never deleted the app. I've stayed abreast to the updates. I think the way my phone is it just automatically updates. You know what I'm saying? Because out of like the three uh latest updates, people will come on and be like, "Yo, did you update the app?" And then I'll look, I'll go to the Play Store and it's already updated. So I think that's just what my phone does. But one thing I've never done is deleted the app totally um and reinstalled it. So, I don't know if that'll help my chances, but at this point I'm desperate. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow we got Veve next golden moments. We got up next the newest Veve golden moments to drop on the app. Lady and the Tramp, 7,777 editions. Donald and Daisy, Crazy for Daisy, 13,333 editions. Obviously, that's not a lot. obviously, it's not a lot you could do to really secure this. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people on this app. You know what I'm saying? There's, even if there wasn't bots, and I've always been a one phone guy. You know what I'm saying? Even when things started evolving and people started realizing, like, yo, I could just make multiple accounts and then do this and, have multiple phones. And, like me personally, I just never really been able to afford another phone. Like, I probably could have, but that's one less collectible I can get on the app, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, my money is a little tight. You know what I'm saying? So I've always just been a one phone guy, but to me, to certain degrees, like, once you have multiple accounts, it's the same thing as having a bot to a degree, to a degree, because bots are doing things at a human speeds, and they represent several people doing things at a human speeds. You know what I'm saying? But in theory, one person should represent one person. One person shouldn't represent three people just because they have three devices. But that's just my own, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we cannibalize on ourselves during drops to a degree. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have three people participate in drops. They all have one person has one phone, someone else has three phones, someone else has two phones. The person with one phone may not get any. The person with three phones might get all three. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's kind of like this is where the unbalance even comes from the beginning, before we even get into adding bots onto the situation. So, even if we just had a fair amount of users and no bots, just the fact that you could have one person and they could have one, two, or three accounts, whatever's humanly possible, we pressing buttons on and setting up emails for, it's almost unfair to a person with one device and one account, just in that situation. So I always been in a situation where it's like you gotta, figure out the, best thing to maximize your chances. You know what I'm saying? But um that's where I'm at with it, man. So I'm gonna take y'all on a journey with me to deleting the app if you want to try and do it. You know what I'm saying? At least you can see how it's done on your own. So we'll do a little walkthrough. All right, man. So I'm nervous as hell because I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm gonna uninstall this joint though. See what happens. Uninstall Veve. We'll go to my Play Store. I'm gonna re-download it. And I'm doing this in hopes and attempts that it'll refresh my account in some type of way and say, hey, he's somewhat a new guy on the app. Let's grant him a little success for this Disney Golden Moment drop. So I'll try my best to do a follow up video and let you guys know whether I was successful with that drop or not. Don't hold your breath. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's see what happens. Let me install this up here. You know. All right, so we're gonna open that. All right, so I'm gonna log in. Um, so I'm gonna pause it here and put in my credentials real quick. So now it's sending a code to my email. So I'm gonna hop in my email and grab that code real quick. All right, so here's the code right here. So I'm obviously on my phone. I'm gonna press and hold it. You know what I'm saying, and copy and paste it. I don't even need to paste it. It just filled itself in. Um, and bang, I'm back on the app here, fresh and clean. You know what I mean? And let's just see, make sure everything is good. I can see, I'm inside my jump off here. So that's all that is, man. That's all that really goes into it. As you see, it's not that hard. It's I was a little nervous, I ain't gonna front, but they make it very smooth and easy, man. I mean, I even went to copy and paste the code and it just filled itself in. So it's like, boom, no worries. I don't know if that's a thing with my phone or, a VV thing or what it is, but it definitely worked out. So yeah, man. I appreciate y'all checking out the video. Appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel. Um, you know, if you got anything out of the video, please leave a like. Please leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if this is something you've been dealing with, something you're concerned with. Let me know what you think about the drop, with the edition size. I also want to say that I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be more of these golden moment statues. Take some time out, go on the Disney pages, check out the theme parks. You know what I'm saying? See the golden moments that already exist. It's a good like 50 of them. So I'm pretty sure we'll get a lot more moments than this. There's Dumbo. There's all types of characters, man. So buckle your seatbelts. Keep your head on a swivel. Stay prepared. Keep some gems on deck. Um, and buy low and sell high. What else can I tell you? Man? But yo, I appreciate y'all coming through, checking out the channel. More to come. Appreciate y'all. Peace.